What is up, guys? Alex from the Games here, and today I'm going to be playing my Jesus, I keep getting these colors wrong. Amethyst Steel deck. It is a control deck very similar to the Amethyst Ruby deck, but instead it plays different control cards, be it Grab Your Sword, Tinkerbell, etc. The idea is to help combat the early game a little bit better. So against those like uber aggro decks, it has a slightly better matchup. But his endgame is actually not terrible either. With Ursula, Elsa. So we're playing in Steel, so that could be pretty good for us. Okay, Amber Steel, so another meta deck. This is rough. So we draw him, which is fine, but they have the Cinderella out before us, which kind of sucks. So we really can't do anything with him. So we'll just pass. I don't want to play into Let the Storm Rage on. That would be very, very unfortunate and provide them a lot of tempo swing. So I'd rather be conservative. My first play is probably going to be on turn 4, unfortunately. Play Lantern. If they put a Stitch on the field, this is going to suck. Yep. Very, very strong start by this Amber Steel deck. And then they Quest. Interesting. Yee's my draw. I could be okay. I might just keep the Snake. Give her the Yzma, and I'll pass. My first turn play is probably going to be Rabbit, just so I can start drawing cards. And then Rabbit can also potentially attack over any of the little guys that they decide to quest. And they have Aerial, so that's a good blessing in disguise. Get a whole new world. I'm kind of okay with that. They ink Strength of the Raging Fire, and they play a Baby Cinderella. So they quest for 2. Draw Beast for turn. So they're going to get discarded. So because I'm probably going to play a whole new world, I'll play Goat instead. And then we would end up getting a +2 on our end. On their end, I'm not actually sure. So they give rid of Benja, which is good. So we'll less Benja. And then they sing a whole new world. So I'm okay with that. Crab's kind of cool here. Madam Mim is good. Right, so this hand is a lot of low guys, but it helps combat the board a little bit better. What did they discard? Okay, Ariel and Cinderella. Ariel and Simba. That's fine. Play a flute, and they played a song. I think that you should be able to tap it, but it might not register. Okay, and they decided to just deal with the goat, which is fine. So he can choose himself. That's kind of cool. That's cool with Pocket Watch. Alright, that's interesting. So Benja could be pretty solid. Yeah, I think play Benja. Get rid of the flute. And then we can either play this to just deal with. Yeah. No, we'll pass. Because I really don't want to deal with a Rockstar Stitch. Rockstar Stitch would be rough. Hey, I do have Grab Your Sword. Alright, so they play Baby Stitch, which I'm fine with. Storm of a Raging Fire. Let the Storm Rage on. Wow, they're using 2 songs to give it the Benja. Or no, they... Wow. That's unfortunate. Misclick. But that could help swing the tide of the game for us. Draw a Madam M. Fox. That's interesting. So we can quest with Benja. Oh, and they just admit defeat because they misplayed. So that was not a very good game, so I'm gonna pop right into another one for you guys. It's unfortunate they made that misplay. Because that game could have turned out to be a pretty decent game. So, that's very unfortunate. Feel free to skip forward during this part. It is taking a little bit for the game to load. Alright, so Crab is interesting. Might keep that. I get rid of these 2. Actually, probably keep her. Get rid of him. 2 uninkables, 2 big uninkables. That's unfortunate. So we'll get rid of Crab. I guess we'll play. I like Hook. Hook is really, really solid. Can beat a lot of things. Alright, so we're playing its purple. Probably a Ruby Amethyst. Hook here is kind of cool. We'll get rid of her because we have late game. And then we can play Eric and we can freely quest. Because assuming it's Ruby Amethyst, they won't be able to deal with that. Unless they have Queen. Queen would suck, but everyone's kind of moved away from Queen. The Queen of Hearts. So that is a risk I am willing to take. Very interesting. This sucks. Oh, quest. That might have been a misplay. Well, that's the case, I'm going to quest both. Because that puts us in Fox range. And our whole hand's just uninkable. So if we don't draw an inkable next turn, then we kind of like lose. Let's see if they throw that Fox down. If they throw that Fox down, that would suck. They're thinking really hard about this card right here. What if it's gonna be a Fox? But then again, if it was a Fox, I feel like they would have just thrown her down. So. Alright, so Snake. And Inkwell. Oh, Fairy Godmother. Interesting. So we draw Yzma, so that's a great Inkwell card for us. And then we can draw a card with Rabbit, another Inkable, which is very solid. Fairy Godmother has decent stats, so she's going to prevent us from questing for this turn, unfortunately. They got 6 cards in hand, with 2, so that's 8 total, so they're +1. Now they're even with us. So they drew a Fox for a turn. So it's good that we didn't quest. Play a Jafar, and they draw because it's a... That is a really good draw. So we can play Rabbit, draw a card. Fox is solid here. And we'll ink the Hook, and we'll just whack the Fairy. Don't want them drawing any more cards. And also has evasive, so it's like Pascal, but like with Rockstar Stitch, which is kind of cool. They still have 6 cards. So, oh, they play Cinderella, okay. Next turn, she will be able to shift into the large Cinderella. So this is a Amethyst Steel shift variant. Very interesting. I haven't played against one. When you play Cinderella, oh wow. It's kind of crazy. That comboed pretty well. He draws a card, 6. So they're definitely plus on us, +3. After they ink, they're going to only be +2. But we do have the Rabbits, and the Rabbits with the Fox is going to go kind of crazy here. I wonder if they're going to do anything else this turn. They do have 3 Inkwell, and they can definitely play a lot of stuff with. This is just terrible. I hate when people take this long. This is just absolutely atrocious. Like, what play do you have that you're thinking so much? Like, you're facing down 2 Rabbits. What are you gonna do? Destroy Rabbit, lose a card, and then I draw one, so you go -1. Wow. And then you're gonna quest the Godmother? Yeah, timer, look. That's kind of crazy. And they do. They quest the mother. So their whole board's gone next turn. Olaf's kind of cool. So we'll just beat the Jafar. We will quest with the Merlin. Play the Rabbit, bounce the Merlin. Draw a card. Get a goat. beat the Fairy Godmother. And we'll just ink the Olaf and pass. So if they do play the Cinderella next turn, I have the Gizmo out it, which is pretty solid. And they do. So they're going to quest most likely to get them to 5, which is fine. Yep. Gizmo's a nice out. And then they ink the Fox. So the hint says it's going to be 5 after this. Which is okay. We'll ink the Eric, which means next turn we can play the Ursula, which is pretty solid. So they're like pseudo plus on us right now. Obviously their draw for turn is probably going to be an ink most likely. So Benjo. Okay, that's good. I haven't played any items yet. I do play the Ursula's Cauldron and the 2 bucks. Sad Beast. Sad Beast is kind of interesting. So we can be aggressive here. Prevent the draws with Elsa. And we'll just whack into it with Yzma. And then we'll just pass. So only draw 1 card there, which is good. I'm very sorry about all the sniffling. Have a little sinus infection going on, but nothing too crazy. They got 5 cards. They play Tinkerbell, so that's going to deal with the Yzma. So that's pretty good for them. And then they're hopefully going to, if they ink, that'd be good. But they do not. So we draw Sad Beast. Sad Beast is pretty okay here. But I'll play the Ursula. A nice guaranteed draw. Then we can beat the Sad Beast. And then we can ink the Captain Hook. And unfortunately the Tinkerbell will be met with the Elsa. The Elsa will be met with the Tinkerbell. But it's a very back and forth card advantage game. So this is a lot better and a much solid gameplay for you guys. Depending on what they do, we have a lot of good follow-up. So now they decide to ink, which is good. So we're at the exact same card advantage. Both having 5 cards. Play Elsa. That's pretty solid. And then the Tinkerbell can deal with Elsa. If they choose. I wonder what they're... Wow. Sing. That's kind of interesting. Yzma here is pretty decent. But I don't want to really give them any card advantage. So I'll probably play Merlin Rabbit. And draw a card. And I guess I'll play a goat. I'll pass because for them to deal with the Ursula, they're going to have to attack in with both. So I didn't want to play the beast because the Tinkerbell would be able to do 2 damage to it, and that's not very good. But they're both going to take 4 damage, no 2 damage. And they hard play Friends from the Other Side. An interesting choice here. So less of an explosive play, more of a setting up play. It'll put their Elsa within goat range. And it will almost put their Tinkerbell within rabbit range. But big thing is it prevents them from questing this turn, so from getting up to 9, which is pretty solid. Doesn't really matter who they do their 2 damage to. Unless if they have like removal spells like grab your swords or whatnot. They play Merlin Rabbit. That's pretty good for them. Draw them a nice little card. Got 4 cards in hand. So we draw. That's not terrible. So we do have to start dealing with stuff. I'll hard play that. That might be the play. Deal with everything. Rabbit will give us a draw. Goat will deal with that. Gain us a lore. Get rid of snake. We can play sad beast. And hope he can live. If he can live, that can be really, really good for us. We can stick him on the field for a couple of turns and draw a couple of very solid cards. Maybe get us out of this state. Those are some very big characters that they played those past couple of turns. That's a little bit difficult for this deck to deal with. That's why Crab has been included into the deck, but unfortunately I did not see him there. Cinderella, that is a good start for us. Of them not dealing with the beast. The discard, let's see what they discard. Looks like a Benja. Then they play a sad beast of their own. Questing the rabbit. So we draw two. Draw two spellbooks. That's kind of wild. That's probably the play. Then I'm going to play the rabbit. Draw a card. Deal with it. No. We'll just pass. It's going to be a very interesting game. Means I got 6 cards to their 9. So we're behind on the 8 ball a little bit, unfortunately. Play Cinderella. Wow. Okay. That's really, really solid for them. But we do have the Yzma. Yzma can't out the Cinderella, which is pretty okay. And they decide to quest the beast. That's an interesting choice. They ink a Cinderella. Let's see what else they're going to plop down on the field. And the Jafar. So I have a very threatening field. That was... that's a little unfortunate. I can't play both, unfortunately. You don't want her to quest. I definitely want to get rid of that. Won't prevent him from drawing 2. Draw our own card. That's not bad. Could be conservative. We can just bounce the Yzma back to the hand. Then we can double book. And get rid of this. So we can play both them next turn. Okay. I like that. The only question for 4, and we got 5. So another one. But they sing it this time. That's pretty good. Getting a lot of playable cards. We need some of our late game bombs. We've used a couple of Yzmas, but we're just going to keep cycling her. Tinkerbell is pretty okay here. It'll do with the rabbit. But then they draw a card. So card advantage stays the same. They play another Merlin rabbit. That's kind of crazy. Honestly, next turn putting us 3, 12, put us at 13. We might just quest like everything to threaten them from just like doing stuff. The Jafar is kind of annoying though. They really have a lot of card advantage on us right now, and that's very unfortunate. Having 10 cards to our 7, and they have a lot of drawing cards with rabbits. Tinkerbell. That is not good. That prevents our draw. And it makes our snake killable by rabbit, which is unfortunate. And they can quest for 7. Ugh, that is so much. So much. I don't think they're gonna quest with 5. Wow. And they deal with the beast. There you go. Their song removal has been really, really solid for them. They do quest the beast. All off is interesting. Draw a card. Guess we will hard play this, get a couple more cards. Okay, that's not too terrible. Deal with the Jafar. And we'll stick him on the field. We'll ink the Olaf. I'll double book. Books are actually going to keep us in the game here. If we were to win, it's going to be on the back of the books. Our Tinkerbell is posing a lot of potential threat for them. Obviously, it's going to be hard for us to quest because of their Tinkerbell. But I'm not worried about that, because I want to make sure that they can't quest. And that's the big important thing here. Because if they do quest, then my Tinkerbell deals with their Tinkerbell and their beast, and, well, their whole board will be gone. So this might be another very slow turn for them. They play Fairy Godmother. That's interesting. Nothing too crazy. They play big Cinderella. Ugh. That is unfortunate. And then they can exert a character. Oh. That is absolutely brutal. That card's... She has done a lot. And this card is really, really solid. Grab your swords. Oh. Clearing the board. And then the quest one. Yep, I think they have game. Like, I have the Yzma to deal with it. Okay, that's not bad. So I can get rid of that. And then play the Fox. Add back. Deal with the Tinkerbell. And then we'll play Eric to get some board pressure, and we'll book. So that was not bad. That Fox right there was perfect. And we're kind of just Yzma controlling the field. It's giving them card advantage, but it's getting rid of very, very important characters. Oh. This Fairy Godmother is going insane. Its stats are good. Its effect is good. That might be a thing to think about in this deck. That card is phenomenal right now. It's putting so much work. Wow. And then well, okay, Blue Fairy. And Beast is a Floodborn, so they're going to draw a card. And this is a solid purple steel deck. Very solid purple steel. We will not deal with that, unfortunately, because if we don't, they can shift, and then that loses us the game. And might as well deal with the Beast because you're going to draw 2 anyway. Then we'll just book. So lore is pretty close, but as for card advantage, they've just snowballed. They've completely just steamrolled us. So the game should be over. shortly. Like with 7 cards in their hand, they have to have a very viable play. Fairy Godmother, though. Definitely the MVP on their side. And definitely will think about it in the list when revamping a purple steel deck. Because they get to exert it, then they can attack if they wanted to. They're only questing for 4, though. And I got 4 on the field as well. They shift. Oh, it's really, really good. Lose a draw a card. Now they can quest. Gives all of their characters challenge a 3, which is kind of stupid. And then they draw a card and then get the rat back. Nope. And then I have no cards. So that's just going to be game right there. And Blue Fairy is pretty good too. All of these cards actually work pretty well together. Very surprised. And I'm very happy I ended up seeing a list like this because it brought new ideas that we can all bring to the Amethyst purple deck. I'm just waiting for them to pass because, like, there's not a single card I can draw that can, like, beat this board. Because they're at 4. Yeah. I guess technically Grab Your Sword prevents. Yeah, but now it doesn't. It puts game. And they even deal with the book. So. Draw a Sneak. And admit defeat. So I appreciate you guys watching. And I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.